So hi again. A very good evening, Dinesh Narayan. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well too. Thank you. And
And my colleague is also joining on the call, so we'll be
okay, we'll
joining him while.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, so we can continue if that is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just wait him for her also to join.
Okay, so is there anyone else who's coming?
No, not from my side. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then we can start, I guess. Let's move to issue.
Yeah, this will be an interactive session so that we can have can hi Guru Vignesh, good evening. Can you also please turn on your video?
Yeah, I just asked.
Hello, Mayuri. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well. And can you please turn on your video? Is it possible? Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Is it hello?
Hi.
So
Good
the video
evening.
good or is it glaring? Is it good?
It's fine. It's perfectly good. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good
And
evening. How are you?
yeah, I'm doing well too. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, thanks. And thank you both for accepting our invitation to be a part of this Next Gen Entrepreneurs Beyond Dream series. And to give a brief about Dinesh and Guru Vignesh today, and they are co-founders of Impensus Electronics. And Impensus Electronics is a startup. It's founded in 2017, and Impensus Electronics, they provide a technologically driven IoT-based products and solutions. This is primarily for the post-harvest management, and also the IoT-based solutions as for storing fruits and vegetables in cold rooms that aids in increasing the shelf life of the commodity and increases the quality and also helps in retaining the freshness and in turn reduces the wastages. And we're really happy to have you here. And we'd like to hear from both of you, if like one by one, if you could give a brief intro about yourself and then about your entrepreneurship journey, right? Like the whole journey of the startup and how it was and what was your inspiration to start and how, what were your initial challenges, etc. Please.
Dinesh, do you want to start or can I start? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you for that introduction, Mayuri. So to start with, I would like to tell that myself and Dinesh, we both are UG classmates during our engineering time.
Okay.
We were classmates and we were also roommates in our hostel.
Mm-hmm.
So we, just like any other college students, we used to discuss about the ideas, the technologies that we have. It was just a sort of discussions. Nothing went ahead after that. So soon after graduation, I got placed in a company, a Philippines-based company. So I got placed in Chennai, and Dinesh got a job offer in Mumbai.
Okay.
So we both started our job. So I was working as a subject matter expert. So where I used to work on the electrical sides, where I used to work on the MATLAB simulations and other electrical circuit simulation sites. So from there on, we were in touch regularly. Dinesh was working for a Mumbai-based company, which I think Dinesh would tell you, in a more elaborate way, because it was Dinesh experience that we actually started this company more than my experience.
Okay.
So from then we used to discuss certain things. We used to discuss about what is going on the technology side, what is going on the startup side and everything. But we were a little reluctant, as both of us are first generation entrepreneurs, so we were a little bit reluctant on how to start, where to start, so when to start. So all these questions that we need to find out the right answers, because even we thought we were not financially ready for taking such a step. So it went ahead, and maybe during 2016, we thought, so why can't we just jump and make our own feet wet, so that we can understand what a startup journey is, so that we can understand better, and we can see whether is it okay to persuade this dream of starting our own company. So from then, by 2017, I did my MBA. I have a master's degree. I did my MBA having majors in marketing and finance. So during my MBA days, we registered a company. So we thought from the day we register it, we at least need a year time to understand the market, to understand what to do, and to understand the vendors and everyone. So we registered a company in 2017. Then, while in 2019, we started our operations. So from 2017 to 19, we were thinking about what exactly we are going to do. So we were also working on the minimum viable product that so that we can prepare, so that we can just use it as a proof, to show our customers that we can do this. So we did all those kind of things in those initial 2 years, and from 2019 we started our company. We started our operations in our company, and first order was surprisingly an export order that we had. We exported it to our products to Qatar. So, and also like Dinesh to give you a little introduction about himself and the company, so that we'll just talk about the company from then.
Yes, yeah, sure. We'd love to hear from Dinesh, and thank you, Guru, for the brief intro. And I could see that, friends turn co-founders you are, and it's really interesting to see such a, combo, right? Duo friends over here. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you, Dinesh, about your side, and also like how you ventured into this cold chain, right? Like, was it your first idea itself, or you went into some other iterations and then landed up in this product? If you just give a brief.
Yeah, so as Guru said, no, we were roommates in our hostel and also batchmates during our engineering times. So I am a graduate from electronics and instrumentation department. So right from our hostel days itself, we used to bounce different startup ideas. So we used to see if this can be a viable thing. That also continued after our graduation. So we constantly, frequently used to bounce ideas and see if this we can make it out as a startup. And we used to see what are the prospects of that also. So after I graduated, I got into a job in a Mumbai-based company, in which was dealing with dry docks and warehouse automation. So that's where I got to meet different people. So as we say during the start of any company, we have to address the customer's problem first. So my time with the company actually helped me interact with different people and understand their problems. So predominantly most of the warehouse people, dry docks and those kind of people, they wanted to store fruits and vegetables, but for a longer period of time. And they were actually worried that there was no technology from India that could elongate the shelf life or preserve the quality. So that was the main problem, to store fruits and vegetables, when preserve the quality and extend the shelf life. So that is where I got the idea. And after that, I also kept working for over a year and a half. But we used to constantly think about this idea, if we can make it, if we can contribute to this problem through our own innovation. So that was what the idea we had from 2016. So in 2017, we just thought, okay, we'll just venture in this and see if we can. The other idea was to also see if we can make it in a startup ecosystem. So we had a dream of starting a startup, but time was there to see if a startup is success or failure, if we are able to run this company. No, not everyone can run a company also, even if they had a great idea. So we thought we'll also check our capability of running a company, and this was the right time for us, so we'll just venture into it. So that's how we started this company.
Okay, yeah, that sounds so great and interesting. And also I could see that, you said you started your operations from 2019, right? And like in less than a year, we had this global pandemic, coming in, and restrictions, etc. So that would have been a very great challenge, like at least like externally, for getting the hardware components, etc. Right? Like these are that was a common issue with all startups when we were talking with many of them. So how did you overcome those challenges? Like, was it affecting your startups process to a lot of greater extent, or how it was in the face of working with the COVID pandemic?
So as Guru said, no, our first order was actually an export order to Egypt. So the solution we are providing in terms of cold storage and fruit storage and vegetables, we also have a good market in Middle East and North Africa. So in our initial days, we also concentrated on that market, due to which we had a sufficient capex in our company. We had a sufficient capital to survive the COVID scare during the initial. But as with everyone else, during the first 3 to 4 months, that is till July of 2020, it was still difficult for us. We didn't run our company. There was no operations in our company because of the strict lockdown during the initial days, right from the April first week till the June. So we were not operating, we were at home, but we still used to think about how to get this forward. But the point was our serving the customers, it was from the agri-tech, so they were functioning. So all our customers were actually functioning. So we used to keep in touch with them. We would understand their problems, but we would assure them as soon as the operations are a little ease in the restriction, as soon as it comes, we can provide them the solution. So that was the conversation it was going on.
Okay. Nice. And also, like, coming to the funding, right? I think Guru, you mentioned about the initial investments, and you were kind of having a challenge in starting the startup because of the primary, like, initial investments from your side. So how was our state Tamil Nadu or Indian startup community, were they like helping in this grant, or were there any funding you got from sources? So how it went for you?
Yeah. As you said, to any startup, if you just go and talk with them, if they have any initial idea, if you just go and ask them what is the problem that you have, they will normally tell, getting money is the problem. But there are many other problems that we need to focus on, but still people say money is the problem. And we also had that issue initially. So from 2017 to 19, again, I was an MBA student. Dinesh was also working. We had our little amount of savings that we had. We just put that money in the company. We just started working on the hardware side. And at the same time, we actually attended an event organized by Tamil Nadu government at a university there called Anna University in Chennai. So we attended an event there, and that event actually helped us to gain a lot of contacts, and also we ended up coming out as in most scalable startup idea award. So we got the award. Along with that, they gave us in 1.5 lakh rupees of cash. So we took that money again, we invested in our company. So from there, we initially started. So once we thought our product is ready for market, for commercialization, we approached these customers whom we know in the Middle East area. The reason why we wanted first orders export, as Dinesh said, it gives us a huge margin that gives us the right amount of cash flow for us to have a long run. So we approached some of our networks who were there in Qatar and also in the Egypt, and we ended up getting this order. So from then, we just started doing a kind of working on a lot of orders. But as you said, during this COVID time, from the 2020 March, it was a severe hit for any startup. That too, a startup that was started its operation 2019, just in 1 year old. As a company, we had severe impact. But we had a cash that we can able to manage for 2 to 3 months. But after that, we were still looking for what we are going to do, because we haven't done any operation for the 3-4 months. We were, as Dinesh said, we were in touch with the customers, but it was not in not a revenue generating kind of a relationship that we had. We were in touch. We just looking at the problems they had and everything. But we also got incubated in Chennai from an incubation center called Crescent Innovation and Incubation Council. So it is an incubation cell here in Chennai. We got into this incubation cell through one of our mentors, who's the president of Danfoss India, Mr. Ravichandran Purushothaman. So who actually mentored us, saying that you guys are first generation entrepreneurs, you need some kind of support to nurture yourself. So just go and join some incubation center, and he recommended us this incubation center. So after coming here, we also approached, the Tamil Nadu government for a grant called Innovation Voucher Program.
Okay.
So that's a grant through which startup Tamil Nadu gives this grant. So where we approached, and the grant is of worth of 5 lakh rupees in exchange of no equity, in exchange of nothing.
Okay.
So they give you a part payment initially. You need to show them a result, then they will give you the remaining tranche of the amount.
Okay.
So it was like that. So we got that grant from the Tamil Nadu government. From then on, we thought it's time for us to scale it up because we were doing like quarterly 1 orders or 2 orders, but we thought it's time to scale up to make ourselves more visible in the region. So we approached certain private investors. So we got first round of funding during the month of February 2021 from a private investors who are in Dubai, but they're Indian citizens, but who are in Dubai. Okay. And also through another investment firm called Kairat Forum.
Okay.
These are the two investments we raised during 2001. During the Q1 we closed, in 2001 Q1 we closed. Since then, we have been increasing our team, increasing our operations. We have been doing more exports, and also we started concentrating more on the domestic sales. Yeah, so that's it from the funding side that we have got.
Yeah, that's very insightful actually, because many of them would have not known about this Tamil Nadu based innovation funds, etc. Right? So it will be very important information for the aspiring entrepreneurs from our state. And also coming to the value proposition itself, right? Like now we are basically targeting only agri based harvest losses, etc. So what would be your company's value proposition in future? So would you be venturing into other cold chains, right? The meat industry or the fish, right? Fish storage, etc. So what do you how you see your company in those lines?
Yeah. So talking about the value proposition, we are right now into fruits and vegetable storage.
Right.
The reason being is it is more perishable, and we need some special kind of technology to preserve the shelf life of fruits and vegetables. Yes. Whereas if we talk about meat or any other dairy products, normally what they control is only temperature. Yeah. So temperature is the only parameter they keep low, like around 2 degrees or 0 degrees. Sometimes it is frozen foods. So you maintain only the temperature that actually helps to increase the shelf life of meat or any dairy products. Whereas for fruits and vegetables, there are certain gases like ethylene, gases like carbon dioxide, or gases like ammonia that needs to be controlled inside that cold storage in order to have a better shelf life. Whereas I would say none of the companies, Indian companies, are doing this. None of the Indian companies have any technology to take out the excess ethylene outside the cold storages, whereas we have a technology for that. We have also applied for patent for that. So the thing is, what we do, what our filter does, what our ethylene scrubber does is, we take air from the cold room, pass it through our filters, and put that air back to the cold room. So in this process, our filters helps to absorb the excess ethylene, absorb the excess carbon dioxide, and gives out the filtered air back to the cold room. Interesting. This process, as I said, I am scrubbing out the gases, and also there is no fresh air or there is no new air being introduced that actually helps to reduce the energy consumption. For example, if I'm just opening the door in order to reduce the carbon dioxide level, and I'm just introducing some fresh air inside, there's a huge temperature drop. Normally a cold room would be under 4 degrees, whereas the ambient temperature is under 35, 38 degrees.
Yes, yeah.
And huge temperature drop would need a huge amount of energy consumption, whereas our technology doesn't need that much of energy. About 30% of the energy is being reduced when you use scrubbers from our side. So that is the one part. And also, talking about the other brand that we have, just to give another quick introduction about the brands that we have a couple of brands. One is called Impact Fresh, another is called Impact Grow. So what I said, the solution that we provide for cold storages are all comes under Impact Fresh. Whereas this new brand called Impact Grow, we started this brand during these COVID days. Thinking about what we can do. Is there any other application that we work on? So we use the same devices, the same sensors and same controllers. We started using this for a different application, which is farming. So if you have an indoor farm, if you have a greenhouse farm or a polyhouse farm, we provide automated solutions for that. So I would like to ask Dinesh to give you a little bit of explanation on what we do on the impact growth side.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's like a kind of precision agriculture you're venturing in, like, right? Yeah, please,
Yeah,
Dinesh.
yeah. So as Guru said, what we do is in the cold stores, inside the cold room, what we do is we monitor the temperature, humidity, and gas concentration, such as ethylene, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. So during this COVID period, we were testing our sensors and systems for different application, and that is where we came across the cultivation. There is an application on cultivation which will require sensors that we use in the post harvest also.
Okay.
So what we do is we measure temperature, humidity, and gas concentration like carbon dioxide and oxygen for cultivation inside an indoor farm or a protected environment farm. So what happens is when you want to grow plants using any technique, it can be open field technique, or it can be in grow bags or touch buckets or NFT hydroponics or aquaponics also. So these are just the method of cultivation. What we do is we apply our technology for ambient controls in these technologies. So let's say you are going any kind of crop in a indoor farm or a protected environment farm. What we do is we automate the cultivation method. We automate the nutrient that is being dosed into this. We monitor the temperature, humidity, and control the temperature for giving the optimum ambient temperature and carbon dioxide oxygen conditions for the plant to grow quickly. So what we do is we just help accelerate the existing soilless cultivation or grow bag cultivation or open field also. We just apply our technologies to accelerate the growth. So this helps in more yield per unit area. So rather than being just an hydroponic farm, we come there and automate their nutrient dosing system. We automate their gas controls inside the indoor farm. We also monitor light also. In this case, we just, in case of open field or in protected farms, we monitor the light and control. So if there are any flowers that you're growing, we can provide them more sunlight that is required for their blooming.
Okay, that's actually very interesting because precision agriculture is just, very budding. It's in very budding stage in even other countries, and seeing a startup working from our own, state and also a country, it's very interesting and very inspiring, I would say. And is your product in prototype stage yet, or it's done?
No, this we actually pivoted during the COVID time. So we have developed that product, tested it in a couple of sites.
Okay.
So we also found that our systems that I was talking about in indoor farms or protected environment farm, that is also applicable to cultivate mushrooms. So currently people are cultivating mushrooms in huts. That will require about cultivation cycle of 2 to 3 cycles per year, because during the summers you cannot cultivate certain kind of mushrooms. So what we do is in the same cold room where we keep fruit and vegetables, using the same sensors and controllers, we are cultivating mushrooms inside them for year-round production. So instead of 2 to 3 cycles, now we are providing 5 to 6 cycles of mushroom growth inside the same place. So if you want to store, let's say, fruits or vegetables for a period of time, and then the same customer wants to now try mushroom cultivation, he don't have to do anything very drastic. The same sensors, controllers, everything that is there can help him grow mushrooms.
Oh, that's like versatile and it's flexible to different crops and ways.
So that is how we have come across as a company that does farm to fork automation. So we control the farm side, automate it. We control the transit controls, ambient controls during transit, and also store it in the post-harvest sector and then deliver it to the supermarket.
It's kind of an end-to-end, like sustainable agriculture.
That is what farm to fork.
Full, end-to-end solution. Yeah, very interesting. And also, it will be very useful for the upcoming urban farming kind of situations, right? Where we have a controlled in house itself. Like, would you recommend people domestic usage also, right? Cultivating in urban
currently our systems are currently our systems are all on a commercial scale. We are providing our systems, sensors, solutions, everything for a farm that can be about 2,500 square feet.
Okay, yeah.
So that is, we haven't yet scaled it down for rooftop gardens also. Maybe we'll come up in the future. But right now we are dealing with commercial cultivation.
Yeah, that's actually very because it just missed my eye, I think. But it's very interesting to know about this your grow solution, and also it's very futuristic, I would say. And also I see that it be affordable and accessible in terms of a cost and also usage when you're providing. Is it so compared to the other market available solutions? How do you place a solution more affordable,
Yeah,
accessible, or?
so the market that is available in the market right now is the cultivation method. So
Okay.
as I say, anyone with a cultivable area, he can do open field cultivation as in conventional farming. Or if
Okay.
he wants to do, let's say, polyhouse based farming, he can
Mhm.
erect a polyhouse and then start soilless cultivation. It can be
Okay.
hydroponics, aeroponics, or any other soil. It can be also in
Mhm.
grow bags using
Okay. Okay.
vermi and compost. So this is what
Okay.
people are doing right now. So
Mhm.
what we do is we provide, let's say, an add-on module on top of this.
Mhm.
So if
Mhm.
you are doing NFT-based hydroponics or say grow bag-based vermiculate substrate as a
Mhm.
substrate,
Mhm.
what we do is we accelerate the growth by controlling the nutrient that is being used. So
Okay.
we are a
Okay.
value addition to the existing solution.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we control the EC, we control the pH, we control the NPK mixture of the nutrients that is being
Okay.
dosed.
Mhm.
We control the ambient temperature. We
Mhm.
control the RH also by
Mhm.
using foggers and fan and pad system. So we are approximately reducing the temperature by 5 to 6 degrees than what is in
Okay.
the outside,
Mhm.
thereby providing a little more optimum temperature and ambience for the plants. We control the carbon dioxide. So as you
Mhm.
would know, there is photosynthesis happening during the day. Plants
Yes.
take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen with the
Mhm.
use of sunlight to grow quickly. So
Mhm.
we monitor the carbon dioxide level inside the polyhouse. If it is
Mhm.
lesser than the recommended values, we inject carbon dioxide also, so that there
Okay.
is
Okay.
accelerated growth inside.
Mhm.
So
So.
we do all this as a value addition to the existing cultivation technologies. It can be any
Okay.
cultivation technologies. We can do solution irrespective of that.
Okay, that's very interesting. And thank you for your very detailed explanation, Dinesh. I really appreciate that. And yeah, it's really if you have any videos in YouTube or something, it'll be very interesting to for us to have a look in it. Like the whole technology is the automated, precision farming is very interesting and also inspiring to listen to. And yeah, and you have any installed pre-installed stations in the state or in India? Now currently or any
Yeah,
existing? Mhm.
yeah. We have our own mushroom farm at the office only as a
Mhm.
pilot demo. So whoever can
Okay.
come and visit. So it's a small room, but
Mhm.
we have our product tested on that room. So we
Okay.
have our
Okay.
own mushroom farm here. Other
Mhm.
than that, we have several sites with
Mhm.
polyhouse cultivation.
Mhm.
One in Bangalore that is done with grow bags for capsicum and cucumbers. Here
Okay.
in
Okay.
Chennai, there's an area called Perungalathur where
Mhm.
there is cultivation using Dutch buckets and NFT hydroponics
Mhm.
for capsicum and all the leafy greens such as
Mhm.
broccolis, lettuce, basil leaves. So we
Mhm.
have provided solutions for that also.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting actually. Yeah, we'd love to visit and see it someday. Thank you. And yeah, this conversation was really insightful for me to say, like, and also for the audience, because you explained about your product, your journey, initial challenges, and everything. And as a takeaway, like you can both can provide two takeaways from yourself, like from your journey and your experience of the startup, right? You can provide two takeaway points to youngsters who aspire to be entrepreneurs, please.
Um, I don't know. No, like we still think we are in a premature stage to give any advice or takeaways, no, to the upcoming uh, entrepreneurs. But anyways, no, from my own personal experience, what I feel the first most important trait for any
Mhm.
person who want to start a company is courage. No,
Yes.
because we
Mhm.
often fear, about everything. We think, what if this goes wrong? What
Mhm.
if I just don't approach this particular person? What if he takes it in a wrong way? We think about
Mhm.
all those things. We overthink, about things that doesn't need that much of thinking actually.
Yes. Mhm.
So we do that, and we somehow miss those opportunities. It's all
Mhm.
about the confidence that we have with courage. So we need to go there, talk to them. If we do that, things you will get either yes or no answer for that. So, and the second one, if you ask me, I think as a startup and also as a first generation entrepreneur, I think we should start practicing saying no to things. We normally say yes for everything. Sometimes I guess we need to think about things with this, and we should think whether we really need this just because they just came and approached us, whether we need to say yes for that. So all those kind of things, I guess it is very important. So these are the two takeaways from my side.
Thank you. And Dinesh?
Yeah. So what I think for upcoming entrepreneurs is to have a good peer group. So normally we have our friends and people around us, but we want to have a peer group that is like-minded, that will help us encourage what we do, and that will enhance the qualities that we have. So we have to choose the peer group that is appropriate for our vision. So that is the first thing I feel it is important. And in the specific case of startups, I feel anyone who is willing to start a startup to have that idea and then just validate yourself by visiting any of the existing companies in your sector. Just talk to them, see if the idea is viable. So if it is viable, and then execute your own ideas. Don't have to follow anyone's suggestion, because people will continuously give suggestions and advices. So we must follow what we think is right. But before that, just we can validate the idea, or what you call as a preliminary market survey. So that is all is necessary. So if that is done, your startup will grow organically the way you want to.
Yes, yeah, that was very nice. And thank you both for accepting our invitation again, and for this very interactive and engaging sharing of your experience and thoughts and etc.